In the Triad 9 departure area of moderate precipitation, 1 o'clock and 10 miles, 5 miles in diameter, slight to moderate precipitation, light chop reported by a Pilatus.
Alright, so 743, clear deck.
Somebody else coming directly towards us, 2,700 feet.
Request. We'll take a look at it here in just a second, thanks.
Look at that.
Civic uniform, do you have the airport in sight?
I never noticed this before. It says cloud tops ADSB.
Yeah.
Negative Civic uniform.
Oh, isn't that convenient?
Wow.
What else does it give you? Radar icing. How about that? Turbulence, add speed.
4040, contact Washington Center.
Freezing levels.
Wow.
All sorts of cool stuff.
That doesn't come up.
Lightning.
4040. Skylab 33, descend and maintain 3000.
Incredible.
That must have came down with the update.
3000, Skylab 33.
What's that?
Uniform.
That must have came with the update.
Baby.
We have airport site now, Civic uniform.
Oh, we might get some precip.
Approach runway 23 left.
South of Greensboro.
Good.
Clear visual 23 left to tower, Civic uniform.
Free airplane wash. Some guys are so cheap, they'll put a line of Dawn soap above and below their wing. On the leading edge, a little above, a little below.
Oh, man.
So the rain comes down their wing and...
Shouldn't have told me that. I'm just kidding.
Actually, it works freaking great. The thing is, you got to fly through a lot of rain to get it all off.
Oh gosh, or you got to go back and
yeah, you got to go off and hose it off. Yeah, because it's
there's a little wash bay down in Monroe.
It is a degreaser. Will heat that stuff a little bit. So yeah, you got to. You're planning on flying a real wet IFR day or flying through the rain. Yeah, it works great.
Just fly a hold in the rain. Get your hold. You may actually get an approach. And your plane got cleaned. We had this waxed one time. We had somebody come out to the field and wax it. I think right after the summer last year, maybe back in August. And that didn't last. You can see all the acid rain that came down.
Yeah. It's hard when they're not in the hangar.
Yeah, and actually...
really hard.
Come to find out, I don't know if you know prices in Monroe, but the shared hangar where all those planes are in is like $360 a month, and there's like a waiting list. But then, yeah, I know. But then, listen to this. I was talking to somebody else, the guy that used to work on the field, the guy that changed the oil, and I said, how much is it for? Because he said I rented one of the hangars in the back, and I said, how much do you pay for one of those? He goes, well, I'm sharing it with somebody else, about $200 a month, and I was like, I never see anybody pull out of those hangars in the back. I'm like, he's like, yeah, I never see him too, but they're going to let him do a little bit of light maintenance out of the hangar. Good for him. And I think some people are, what's happening is people are renting those and then letting their plane just disintegrate in the hangar. But it's only $200, you know?
I'm paying $165 for a covered shade port in Rock Hill.
And Jody was paying in Lancaster, I think $100 a month for a shade port. Yeah. And he said they just went up to $150.
Wow.
50% increase.
That's not right.
I said, okay, for, I think it's either $70 or $90, you can tie down to Monroe. And he said, I don't know if I can convince him to do that.
Well, I mean, there's a real advantage to having it covered.
Oh, yeah.
Especially mine has new paint, I never do anything uncovered again. In fact, when I'm done with this avionics, as soon as I can afford it, as soon as I get done paying that bill, I get caught up on some other bills. I'm going to buy a cover to protect, so the sunlight, even reflected sunlight, doesn't get into the windows.
Oh wow!
With the new radios,
kind of like that soft cover I put over the top.
Yeah. There's
I mean, now I'll put that on there. It goes all the way down the windshield and all the way across the back.
There's a I don't know if it's a Bruce's cover. There's a company out there called Bruce's Custom Covers.
Oh yeah,
they're out of California.
They'll make something go all the way down your wings.
They make any airplane, any option. There's like a kit you measure, and you send them in the measurements where your antennas are, all that stuff. And they can make it, in different weights. They can make it what they call a winter weight. It's a thicker, heavy canvas.
Oh wow!
Then they make a travel weight, which is a lighter material, which is good for, you know, in the airplane hangar. They make wing covers, tail covers, covers about any part of the airplane there is. The one I like, it goes around the front of the engine, and it covers up the inlets so birds don't get in there.
Oh wow! See, that we don't even have, when we bought this airplane, the guy had a cover, but he had it actually in a hangar on a kind of like a grass or a private field, I think.
Right.
And I think it was a grass field. That's a good question. But basically, you know, he was almost kind of like telling us, you know, I'm not selling that plane to anybody who's going to keep it. He goes, y'all are going to put it in a hangar, right? And, you know, we're on the waiting list, you know. I mean, I said, oh, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, whatever he wants to hear. It ain't his money.
Right.
It will be when he sells it. But they make, and then the part that goes around the engine, they make it insulated. So if you have a plug-in oil pan heater, it'll actually warm the oil compartment.
We got a little plug that sticks out. Yeah. Yeah, so then
which is
you get
nice in the
electricity,
winter.
then you can plug it in.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, they'll just come out the night before, they'll plug it in, and then it's nice and warm in the morning. Or they just come out in the morning a little earlier, plug it in first thing, go get their cup of coffee, use the bathroom, then come back out to the airplane, do their complete pre-flight, and get everything loaded, get everything ready, and the last thing they'll do is unplug it. And if you get 45 minutes on it, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
If you can get an hour on it, it's definitely up where the gauge is at least alive and kicking.
You just want to fly the
and that's significantly better on the engine than trying to start it cold soaked at 30 degrees, 20 degrees.
Yeah, and I hear people talk about just pulling your prop through and then some people are like, yeah, once you crank it up, I mean, that's gonna hit the oil immediately. But I'll tell you, the only thing that me and my partner typically do is don't fly when it's below freezing, so we haven't done it yet, so out there. But if I had to, I'd tell them to pull the plane up to the FBO, and then they'll run a extension cord out there. They won't plug it in, though.
Yeah, that's a liability. Yeah, it's touching your airplane.
They won't touch it.
Well, they're not trained to.
Right.
They say that 90% of engine wear happens during the first minute.
Papa area, light to moderate precipitation between 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 10 miles. Moving northeast bound, 8 miles in diameter, light to moderate rain, light chop reported by Pilatus.
That was for you.
9505 Papa, thank you.
So do we want to try and go around it? Okay.
Nope. It's just rain.
Okay.
So 2004 Greensboro approach, good evening, runway 23 left.
I never know what to tell them when they say that. Okay, we're going to look out for the rain.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks for looking out for
I knew it was for me, but I didn't know what to actually say to them.
But what was I saying?
Put my pitot heat back on?
Yeah, good idea.
All right.
Yeah, we're close enough. Anytime you get within, say, 5 degrees Celsius,
yeah,
that's a reasonable precaution.
Roger's nose temperature drop.
Right.
And there's a flashlight right there. If you shine it on the wings ring.
And Greensboro, Hawker 0 Juliet Sierra. We got the flight. We'll go ahead and cancel.
Hawker 0 Juliet Sierra, IFR cancellation received.
Yeah, but 90% of your engine wear happens within 1 minute of starting your engine.
Right.
So if you can get that oil warm and flowing easier, especially when it's cold, you start, you really don't want to gun it. You want to keep that,
keep that
RPM as low as you can until at least that oil pressure comes up into the green and stabilizes.
Yeah.
And then ever so gently bring it up to 700, then 800. Let it stabilize a little more, 900.
So what's your feeling about flying through turbulence with the autopilot?
If it does it well enough.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it.
See if it'll hold the head and bug.
I mean, the big thing that's going to happen is your altitude's going to vary.
Right.
So this is not an altitude autopilot.
Well, trust me, I've been having to fight the altitude the whole time we've been flying.
2004, turn left heading 085 into the final approach course.
Nothing should happen to it.
Okay. I know some people say, no, hand fly it through some, but I'll disconnect it if anything happens.
I mean, it shouldn't damage
Are my
it.
strobes banging off the clouds?
Off the rain.
Okay. Oh, it's raining?
Yeah, look at your nav light.
My nav light? Oh, wow. Holy cow. Well, you got to understand, I haven't been looking out.
Well, that's okay. Let me see if I can see that. Yeah, look at your... Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Now it looks like we're in the Millennium Falcon.
Looks like my screensaver back.
So the 2004, just going to maintain 6,000.
Notice during rain, it's fairly smooth.
It is. So what you're trying to say is the winds are typically not howling?
Well, rain has a stabilizing effect on the atmosphere. Basically, rain is energy. You're going to have, except the convective weather, which generally it's not rain, it's clouds. But rain will stabilize this temperature, makes things less turbulent.
Wow,
actual
really?
Physical rain, yeah.
Not a 2004, turn left heading
as long as it's not,
like I said, if
severe.
it's convective.
Yeah.
But even in
November 05 Papa, safe flight.
rain areas.
Hold on.
Please repeat that first 05 Papa.
November 05 Papa, safe flight conditions.
What do you...
We are IMC light rain. Smooth.
We are IMC and light rain and smooth sailing.
Thank you.
Generally, when they ask for flight conditions, they want to know BMC or IMC. If there's any other significant weather, rain, snow, and whether there's turbulence or not, or icing.
It actually, honestly, it's smoother than I expected.
Yeah.
I've been through a little bit of, like dipping through some clouds where the rain came down really hard and then you busted out of it, on a semi-clear day. I've never done this at night, pull down hard rain.
This is light rain.
Oh, okay.
I'd call it very light rain.
Very light rain, okay.
If it was heavier, you would hear it. It sounds like someone is throwing sand on the airplane.
Oof. All right, let's thanks again.
A heavy rain will sound like someone's throwing gravel at the airplane.
Oh, wow.
Skyline 45.
Hard enough, it's really loud. Really starts to be difficult to operate.
Have a good night.
I'm actually very surprised. This is it was really not as bad as because I always told myself I'm never going to fly through the yellow. But I guess as long as there's no red, in the middle and the...
Well, this is red. I'm sorry, this is just rain. It's not associated with convection.
Okay. So it's just a rain event, no...
Right. No lightning, nothing evil, nothing to be scared. There's a lot more to be scared of on that screen than there is out the window. I say that a lot.
Okay.
You'll convince yourself, oh, it looks terrible, and it's this and that. You're going to fly, and you're like, what in God's name was I worried about? And
so the plane, one of the things I had to get maybe adjusted to is flying through clouds because you will get some turbulence. And that's one of the instructors. He goes, well, the plane's not going to stop flying. Yep. It'll get a little bumpy, but it won't stop flying. Okay. So then
2004, just going to maintain at 3,000.
All correct. All correct.
But the plane actually flies pretty smooth in rain.
I notice there's a little break in it. We're coming in a little break.
Yep.
That little clear area, you might get some turbulence in.
Okay.
But then you go back, and it's almost like you'd rather fly in the rain because you know it's going to be smooth, is what it comes down to.
Wow.
That, and there's no one else out here. Just people dumb enough to fly around in the rain and clouds. And airliners. We fly in everything.
Yeah, basically, we are the only guys.
Got 3263s with you, level 4,000.
Cap 3263, Greensboro approach to Greensboro altimeter 2976.
2976.
Another guy down there.
So we'll make sure to do today, when we fill it out, we'll call some of the flight simulated instruments, some of the flight actual. So
I can take these glasses off for now, right?
For now, yeah.
Okay.
Just so that examiners like to see it get some actual.
November 05 Papa, contact Charlotte, approach 128.32, see ya.
128.32, 05 Papa, thank you.
Contact Atlanta Center 134.55.
Charlotte approach, November 9505 Papa, level 6000.
Number 9505 Papa, Charlotte, altimeter 2983.
2983, 05 Papa.
And now's a good time. They'll generally want to know your approach request as soon as they can, so they can start coordinating. So you would lead with something like Charlotte 9505 Papa. You'd like to proceed direct focus for the RNAV 23
I'll give you clearance from there to use vectors to get on.
So just wait for a break and ask them for that?
Yeah. Are you good to join the approach inside of locks, and I'll just give you clearance from there, or do you need vectors?
About 45 miles out.
Coast 5396, departure and radar contact.
DOTCOM 503, climb maintain 12,000.
12,000 for DOTCOM 503.
DOTCOM 503, you can turn right direct Hamlin.
Direct Hamlin. Charlotte approach, November 9505 Papa, request.
In a minute for your request, I'll call you back.
Did you say go ahead?
No, he said he'll call you back.
Okay.
Sounds like there's training. There's two different guys coming in and out on the radio.
Okay.
DOTCOM 503, contact Jacksonville Center now 124.7. See you later.
24-7, good day, 503.
Coast 5396, clear direct, wait.
4 Kilo Charlie, completing 090 and join the CDAR if you'd like. I'll have your clearance for you in just a second.
West 3009, turn left heading 240, climb maintain 16,000.